Hey, it looks you're both still with me, and that's brilliant. I'm going to come back down to the ground now, and now's the time for you to click the button on the bottom of the screen which says stand up. So if you stand out of the chairs, I have somebody else over at the holodeck I can see. Let me just delete these two chairs with my and let's walk over to the holodeck. Now, dare we trust Alina? Alina, if you click on the red button, our fate is in your hands. You could embarrass us here. If you click on the red button, a blue menu should come up. And if you can find lecture room, I think it's lecture room, and you click on that, just click on that, and what will happen is around us, a lecture room will actually appear. Here we go. So you can. What has happened here is that out of that dot has raised up this this lecture room. Now the lecture room, in fact, the screens at the front, you can put in PowerPoint presentations here. You can show videos here, so it's interactive. We can actually change the scenes around the outside. It looks like. What is the scene there? Is it a New York scene? Looks like a New York scene, but you could have hills or whatever you wanted here. Now, if Leon, if you're in your video, what would be good for people to appreciate what we've just done is if you can zoom all the way out, and then they'll appreciate that we're actually inside a box in a holodeck. Star Trek fans will appreciate what we've done immediately. So let's try another scene. Maybe just try one more, Leon. So if you click on the red button and choose any scene you fancy, up to you. Let's let Leon do it this time, because then the drop-down menu will come up on the video. I think this camera your avatar is carrying is really cool. Okay. So there's lots of scenes in here, and we won't go through them all again to save time. There's a Stonehenge. There's one of the uses of a holodeck like this is, first of all, you can have lots and lots of different environments hidden away, and you just call them up when you need them. If you were doing role play with students, it would be brilliant. You could bring up a hotel lobby, and if you were doing ESL teaching, the students could then do role play in a hotel lobby environment. One being the manager, one the desk clerk, somebody else the guests, and there's lots of opportunities for that. The other opportunity is you can actually put your own scenes into a holodeck, and you can make them yourself, or what you do is you can buy scenes that other people have made. You can buy a disco, you can buy a ballroom, you can buy a conference room, and we won't go through them all because you need a certain amount of time to just to play. The one that was here when we arrived, and this is one for the. Let me clear this again. Just typing clear into local chat. There is one where an educator in Second Life has built a 3D interactive model of Bloom's taxonomy. So if you're a non-educator, you may not have any idea what I've meant about that. So actually, let me do that. I'll choose this one. So I'm clicking on the red dot. I'm clicking on Scenes, which is a drop-down menu. And I'm going to look for Bloom's taxonomy. There it is. Now in this case, it hasn't resed them where we're standing. It's actually resed them by the side of the holodeck, so they don't have to be on this object. They can be by the side. So let's just walk down to one of them. It actually reses 3 of them up. So if you had students here, you could split them into 3 groups. So I'm just going to walk down the hill. We can tell the skills of the cameraman now. Because we didn't rehearse this. This is all completely impromptu. So this is one of 3 models that rezzed up out of nowhere, well, out of that red spot, that red eye. And this is a 3D model of Bloom's taxonomy. And it's interactive. If you click on any of the things, any of the areas in this 3D model, then you're given information about those aspects of teaching and those aspects of learning. And that's it. And I think that's probably a good place to stop, because it's this time the cameraman's going, how much disk space do I really have? This is where I'd ask for questions, but of course we're no longer connected to Blackpool. I'm not sure whether that's good or bad. Alina, how was it for you? Type something into chat. How did you feel about it? And I'll read out what she puts into chat. I should face her, be a bit more polite. Awesome. Thank you very much. And actually, what would be really good is, Leon, is you're still videoing this. It would be brilliant for you to say, what's it like making a machinima like this? What tips would you give to an educator that wanted to make a video? Actually, the main tip would be, you're based in the UK in Manchester, so they should really get in touch with you, and they can look at the machinima notes on YouTube or wherever, and they'll find your contact details. So the first thing they could do is contact you, of course. But if they were making them themselves, what tips would you give for making videos like this?
Well, I think one of the things is to get yourself a joystick, because the default way of doing it in SL is quite jerky and gets unpleasant to watch.
Right.
And the other thing is get yourself a lot of hard drive space.
What about machines? Is this doable on a laptop, or do you think you need a special high-powered machine? Or?
A good powerful desktop is good enough. Yeah, it's key is to have a good graphics card. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? That's.
I mean, the hardest thing is just the editing after. Really, is getting it, especially in live environments like this, where we haven't rehearsed anything. It's needs a lot of editing after to get into a good viewable form.
Well, I hope you leave this bit in, because I think this is quite valuable. What do you use to edit it?
Adobe Premiere, and then After Effects, depending on what we want for the final version.
And you're doing that on a Windows machine, I guess, then?
Yeah.
Yeah. If people are using Apple, I guess iMovie would be good enough for that. What about other software for the Windows? It might be a lower end software. Adobe is a pretty high end learning curve, isn't it? I don't know it.
They do have sometimes when you buy CD recording software or DVD recording software, they'll become packaged with a free editing software. I mean, they're quite basic, but they're usable.
Right.
So that could be an alternative, yeah.
Okay. So, viewers, listeners, boys and girls, robots and furries, and fairies, if you're in Second Life, you could wear wings. We hope you enjoyed this. Leon you can contact him. He's been really good to do this on very short notice as a backup, and I'm really grateful for that. My machine's grown too much. So if you're looking for a real expert to contact him. I hope you can visit International Schools Ireland. If you're a educator, it's guaranteed to save you time, because you can find stuff much more easily. In the show notes, I will also put a link to a blog for International Schools Ireland, and I will also put a link to the Shambles website, which has lots of virtual worlds and Second Life information for beginners and advanced people alike. And that's it, boys and girls. Thanks for watching. And Leon, thanks for filming. And Alina, thank you for keeping me company. It'd have been a bit lonely otherwise. And that's it. Bring on the clapperboard.